Okay, guys, we are here finally. Um, we are here, and
Excuse me. Excuse me. What do you mean finally? God, work was busy.
someone had to work today, so I feel sorry for him, I suppose. But guys, we are
It's a
here.
Saturday even. I freaking hate it.
Mm,
It's on a Saturday. Okay, I'll continue now.
alright. So, he had to work on a Saturday. It's not his fault, but let's go through and let's talk about this new patch because we have a 13.1 patch. And before anybody asks, no, the C2 is not in there. Please stop asking. But no, guys. Obviously, at the end of the day, this actually does bring a lot into the actual into the game. Stuff that they don't even
Oh,
mention here, and we'll probably break.
um,
What?
I have some information regarding the C2s
Okay,
and the Tonk.
cool. So we'll get to that. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, we're going to go through, guys. We're going to talk about the patch, just this patch. We're going to talk about what's in it. We're going to talk about how it plays. Then there will be another video that comes up later today. It will be right after this one, actually, where we're going to break down Fleet Week, Star Citizen leaks, spoilers. We're going to talk about the C2 and the Tunk, apparently. We're also going to talk about the about a cat, and we're also going
Meow.
to. You're supposed to be a ferret, not a cat. And we're also going to talk about the just general Fleet Week spoilers and leaks and stuff like that. So, two videos today. Enjoy them. Let's just jump straight into it. Let's talk about this patch. So, this is obviously Star Citizen Alpha 3.13.1 PTU, code 7358666. Oof. Devil's numbers.
So, just for the record, I haven't actually played the PTU, so I don't know what is in this, and
That's
I
okay.
haven't read the patch notes either, so
Well, that's alright. I have both.
is it
Um,
good?
it's actually quite stable. Yeah.
I'm surprised after they freaking skipped Evil of Goddies.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that in a sec, actually. Attention, all backers. So, audiences, all backers. So, it's third wave. It's straight to third wave. Database reset is yes, although I didn't actually have one. I still had stuff from the 13.0 patch. Long-term persistence is enabled. Pledge copy is enabled. Starting UFC was 15 million, but like I said, I still had my account from the 3.13.0 days, so I've got like less than 5 mil left. I brought a few ships. Testing focuses general stability and bug fixes. Known issues. Customizations made on the RSI website are missing in game for the 300 series. Items missing after update character reset, pledge change. Abnormally long delay between picking up, storing, or FPS minables harvest items. Didn't really have that too bad. It was okay. Client might crash when loading a second player into the server in Arena Commander. Players may not be quantum jump with other players in the bridge with you. Yeah, John and I
Hmm.
found that out the hard way today. Seems to be more when they're in the seat, not necessarily just in the bridge. So make sure no
Good.
one's sitting in the spare seat. It was also mostly effective in the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie definitely has it. And it's even things like the turret stuff as well, if they're sitting in the turret seats. So make sure no one's.
So, so let me get this right. So the one thing that we have to ensure our safety during the quantum travel is now the same thing that will ensure our destruction.
Yes,
Lovely.
it's irony. Although
So,
once you've engaged quantum, to be honest, you don't really need a gunner. So, there's only been a few times where I've been interdicted or pulled out of quantum drive. So once you're in quantum drive, you're generally fine. So just before you go trying to spill your drive and jump, make sure your turret gunner is jumping out of the seat and try that, and it should be fine. Um,
the irony in this is so rich.
hmm. um, The customized nameplates do not appear visible on multiple skins and ships and variances.
Go
On the
figure.
yeah, on the landing pads, trolleys unable to be pushed, pulled, or underway, cargo ramps or elevator ramps. I still have not found a trolley yet. Someone is stealing all the trolleys. Constellation
It's a
can
conspiracy, I swear.
Yeah, probably over at Stonehenge or something. Constellation can
Probably.
despawn when flying 30 kilometers away after undocking. Docking with a moving ship lags behind, causing a large snap into the docking position. Trolleys
I
found in.
thought
Sorry?
I thought they fixed that in the last
No,
PTU.
no, no. It came.
Oh,
That was always there.
all right.
Trolleys found in Area 18 hangars are clipping through the floor, removing functionality. To be honest, they're flying around and banging all over the place. Players can spawn facing the wrong way at the start of the match or after dying an arena commander, and the eclipse spawns with the cockpit canopy open, ladder open, and entrances, exits, animations are broken. Chat HUD is partially cut off the screen when using ultra wide resolutions.
Oh,
Um,
boo-hoo.
Now we also found. Don't be like that to them. You know they might leave a negative comment. But I was going to say, go talk to Ferrets. If you go downvote his video if he offends you. But I was going to say, we also noticed that the angry parakeet, you can't go through and you can't get in it either. Um,
No, not my Talon. No,
yeah,
my
so
baby.
so
No,
I'm not sure
it's
if
my
it's
baby.
both talons or just one of them. Um,
That's that's a terrible. th- They have to fix that like right now.
because John was playing around. I was playing with John earlier today, and he wanted to play around with his angry parakeet, and
Angry parakeet.
he couldn't get in it because yeah the canopy the yeah it wouldn't let him jump in or out or get in there or anything like that. So
That's
yeah,
terrible, actually.
yeah. So they've broken the parakeet. Apart from that, features gameplay, new arena commander mod, 1v1 duel, and PvE bounty updates. Updating PvE bounties in line with PvP bounties. PvP bounties no longer drop quantum beacons for hunters to use, so players must navigate to their targets. So you notice that.
So
So you notice
one
they don't say anything about docking,
true.
but docking is in the patch.
Surprise.
Yeah. So I wonder how long it was before someone tried to, because you and I both we noticed that the docking was starting to come in with the point zero patch. Um,
Yeah,
we
they didn't
noticed
really
that
hide that too much.
yeah we noticed that you could actually go up to the space station and start docking and it wouldn't let you dock, but the option to dock was there. So it's weird how they haven't actually gone through and actually put it as a patch notes. Um,
Well, that's probably not the main testing focus of it right now, but we might see it. Well, maybe the reason that it's not in the patch notes is because it's working as in attended, so there's no reason to mention it, right?
Well, it's not really because I found a way to get aboard anybody's ship and steal it.
I mean, isn't it just as simple as just walking through the thing and getting onto the ship? I
Yeah,
mean,
but no, basically what you do is you walk up to the door and you walk into the door and you actually get caught. Actually, I can show you the guys the clips actually. And you actually you get stuck in the door and then you just simply look at the door and click open. It wasn't real hard. Here's the actual here's the video here. All right, so
okay, so it's not working as intended, but it's pretty dang close, right?
like yeah, like docking's actually pretty cool, and there's a little bit of jarringness. So as you can see,
I'm gonna
guys,
try
there
it.
in the video, like you just literally walk into the door, you clipped into it, and then you can basically just look down and click open like that.
Tactical ferret walks into a door. What happens next? That's up to you to decide.
Mm.
Does he
And you
get on board your ship? Does he eat all your wires? Tune in next time to find out the answer.
and you can also like it's just yeah, it's so freaking easy to do. And I was able to do this with the hammerhead, as you guys can see that's in the video that's playing. And I've also heard it also works on the 890 as well. And once you're
I
on their
mean,
ship, you just basically you can just walk through and just open all the doors and just take control of the ship. Um,
perfect.
yeah.
So
So
piracy made easy.
yeah. Welcome to Ship Chapters. I'll be your host, Captain Blackbeard.
So that's how the shipjackers were made.
But there has been a whole bunch of bug fixes that they did put out in this patch. So, fixed an issue causing improper and inconsistent collision between ground cover, such as small vegetation having collision, large rocks having no collision, and vehicles. I actually noticed this in the last patch, in the Zero patch. I was trying to do some recordings for the machinima that we're working on, and I noticed that I was hitting every single cactus with the vehicle. It was really frustrating. Sorry.
Uh, I did not knock over something in my room. Shut up.
Okay. Players should no longer, while Ferrets frantically runs around, gets a blanket, and stops his computer from bursting into flames. Players should no
Not my
longer.
computer, to something else, alright?
Alright,
Shush.
players should no longer experience an infinite loading screen when attempting to load into the PU. Yeah, that's better. Players should no longer get stuck in infinite loading screen after using a bed logout in a ship. SDF shields should no longer
Beautiful.
allow damage penetration while the ship is at speed. Refuel and rearm services at New Babbage should now function correctly. I haven't tried that, but well, actually no, I haven't tried it myself. But I did see someone in chat saying they were having problems with it still. So maybe not fixed. The docked Merlin on a pirate constellation should no longer be friendly and give the player a friendly fire warning during combat. I didn't know the pirates were running around in constellations, but sure. Oh yeah, they do too. Yeah,
Actually, yeah, they were.
over near SPK and stuff. Drake Buccaneer landing gear should no longer disappear when retracted and should be visible when deployed. Loading gear should now animate correctly on all freelance variances. The Esper Talon should now sit properly and not clip its nose into the landing pads.
That's a darn shame.
Sorry, was it?
That's a darn shame.
Hmm.
The nose was, the third landing gear.
But it doesn't need it though, right?
I mean, no, it doesn't need it, but it just looks like it just looks better that way. That's all.
Pushing a trolley onto a cargo ramp and the constellation will no longer cause the player to speed up when going over the ramp. Players should no longer be able to take other players' med pens from their suits by interacting with them. It wasn't just med pens; it was also hacking tools or anything that was in their hands. For example,
weapons too.
Yeah, weapons, or even like, for example, hacking cards, stuff like that. It was all.
I mean,
yeah.
Then again, that is surrealistic, though. I mean, you could just walk up to someone in the real world and just grab whatever they're holding. Whether or not you will get in trouble with that, I mean, that's a completely different thing. But not saying that I would recommend it, but you can.
All right. Yeah, I don't think that. Well, I had someone steal one of my hacking chips, so I was kind of a bit pissed at that. But anyway, Wells Clem should no longer be floating and spawn away from his table, facing the wrong way and floating. Chairs at the dining area of the Reclaimer should no longer be placeholders models. The door open close toggle on the Rock DS should now correctly close to the pilot's seat door. Door open close toggle. There should no longer be 2 exit prompts on the turret seat of the Rock DS. Fixed an issue causing the Grey Cat Rock to not receive as much damage as intended when minables explode near it. The vehicle barrier in the Carrack should now be able to be closed after raising it. The side turret seats with the Anvil Carrack should no longer be missing the orange highlight when interacting with them. The Hammerhead elevator should no longer collide with the landing bay at Port Alazar, causing the ship to move. The Gladius ladder door animations should now properly and close, open properly and close after the ladder is stored. Leaving a trolley in a doorway as it shuts no longer clips through the floor, erratically and killing players. Attempting to place food or drink in new beverage should no longer sometimes cause the player to consume it instead. Fixed an issue causing minables to not spawn on aerial. Fixed an issue causing some moons to not have surface temperatures of 0 degrees and apply no environmental temperature effects to players. Localized text should no longer be present when highlighting right-clicking the party channel. Storing a weapon and walking at the same time should no longer send the weapon back to the player's hands. Should send the weapon back into the player's hands. And the Anvil Hawk wingtips should no longer be missing SDF shields. It's fixed 13 client crashes, they fixed 3 server crashes, and they fixed 4 main deadlocks. So, the patch itself, what's the thoughts? It's stable. It's pretty stable. There's I played it for like 4 or 5 hours and only had 1 or 2 crashes in that time. So it's stable, but there's silly little bugs. There's stupid little bugs that they put in that's happening, and that's what's the stuff that they need to fix. Like if I just go through the issue council, for example, and just bring up issues, game variances for PTU. Gain crime stat when with comstat down. Pisces landing gear animation is broken. The terrapin door closes, shows outside the texture. Ice cold environmental and docking color area. So like, hammerhead undocking. To be honest, I've literally had my Star Runner just explode when landing at Grimhex. So that was interesting. Anything that seems to have a ramp is a little bit do or die if you land over at Grimhex. There's just a whole bunch. Like, it's only been up for a day and we're already starting to get 4 pages of errors and bugs, 69 issues already. So there's a few, but they're just stupid little things. It's like the ability to be able to open and close someone else's door by literally just walking into it, for example. It's stuff like that. It's not real big issues. It's just quality of life, really. But also, ship to station docking is actually in the game, and this is something that, like I say, it's not mentioned in the testing focus, but it is actually fully working. As you guys saw in this video here, where obviously this is literally a hammerhead docked to a station. And it works apparently really, really good. The ship to station docking, it works for the hammerhead and the 890 at least. So yeah.
He said that it was only gonna work for just that ship.
The hammerhead and the 890?
Just for this patch, yeah.
Oh, so is it just for this patch, is it?
It's just for this patch, and over time they will be adding on more and more ships.
So does that mean that isn't ship to station docking supposed to be coming in? Was that this patch or next patch?
Ship to station docking was originally planned for last patch. No. For originally 3.13 base.
Right.
But that didn't make it in.
Right.
So
is that the 0.1? Was that supposed to be in the 0.1 patch then?
Ship to station docking was pushed back to 3.13.1, which is what we're getting now.
Yeah.
And CIG specifically said that the 890 jump and the hammerhead will be the test beds for this.
Right, okay, yep, I got you now. Because what it makes you sound like you were saying is that they were going to remove it as soon as Invictus Week was over.
No. Okay, it's into freaking and over the time, as more and more patches come in, they will be adding on more and more ships.
Yeah. So So to be honest, like, you could probably do the 600. You probably want to do that one.
I
Um,
want to do the freaking Carrick.
the Carrack, maybe, yeah. I think the Carrack has docking bays on it, docking ports.
A
Um,
docking car on the left side. That's it.
yeah. So, like I say, there are obviously other ships that they can bring in, but to be honest, there's not a lot.
Well, you have the Cutlass series,
Yeah, but the
the
Cutlass don't
Carrick.
fit on the pads.
Yeah, but it has the ability to. So that means they're probably gonna. They're probably not going to focus on the Cutlasses right off the bat.
No. You got to remember too that most stations only have two docking ports. So at the end of the day, if you go start putting things in, like for example the Cutlass and everything like that, then you're going to have people going through and filling up the docking collars, the limited number that there are, by docking things like the Cutlass in there, for example.
Hmm.
So that's what I'd say that I would say that they're probably going to stick to just the big ships that will dock with the station, and smaller ships like the Cutlass and stuff like that. I think it's actually the Cutlass Red that has the docking port. But I think what's going to happen with that is it's going to be able to dock to other ships, but I don't think it'll dock to stations. And I think that's the big difference between them. Things like the Banyu Merchantman will obviously probably need a docking port. Obviously, ships like your Bengal carrier, your obviously your Idrises and your Javelins are going to need docking ports. Things like your Orion, the miner, they will need a docking port. Also, your Hull C, Hull D, and Hull E, and this is where docking ports are going to really come into it. Is those are going to need docking ports more than anything, and if they can get docking for the Hull C, I don't think there's anything that's actually going to stop them from bringing it in. As far as I know, the other thing that's stopping it is item cache, and we're suspecting that's going to come in at 3.14. So we might get the Hull C more than anybody, sooner than anybody imagines. Like, I would be surprised if we don't see the Hull C at CitizenCon, actually, to be honest.
Mm.
So, yeah. Apart from that, is there anything else that you any questions or anything you want to add to the?
We're gonna save the talk about the C2 and all that for the next video.
So I can say to people, yeah. So we'll put that into the next video from Invictus Week, because that's when it's going to be coming out. But at the moment, guys, there is no C2 or anything like that at the moment.
Right. This is the video for the patch, not for.
Yeah.
Right.
So at the end of the day, yeah. But
in regards to the patch, it seems pretty solid.
It's pretty stable. Yeah.
I have no problems with this. I mean, I haven't really played it yet, so I can't say that it's great or bad because I haven't tried it yet. So
yeah, I played it for a few hours today, and I did not have any single problems. I had 130k, I think it was. So yeah. John and I were playing it. We headed over to the he wanted to get 4K res photos of the Javelin. God, people in their 4K. But yeah, he wanted to go through and get the 4K photos, and we spent a bit of time looking for that. And to be honest, the biggest problems that we had were just stupid little things. Like, for example, he got stuck in the co-pilot seat of the Connie, and his character blacked out and stayed blacked out. And we couldn't seem to snap him out of it. I tried punching him, I tried shooting him, ended up just going through and just simply relogging, and then he was over at Grimhex again, so then we had to obviously go through, and he had to come over in his other ship and blah blah blah. We also found that the 890 jump, you can't actually get out of the med beds. You get stuck in the med bed. If you want a way out of that, get someone to shoot you. Just a single shot to like the leg or something like that will actually allow you to get out of the bed. It snaps your character out of the med bed. Apart from that, you won't be able to get out. You get locked in there. So like I say, there's like stupid little things like that, but nothing major that's You know, like, it's not like it's, you know, crashing every 5 minutes or anything. So it's pretty good, to be honest. But yeah. Any other things before we sign off and then jump onto the other video?
No, I think that's about it.
No worries, guys. Apart from that, obviously this video has been helpful. Please smack that like button if you're new to the channel. Welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, there will be another video uploaded shortly after this. We are going to be talking about Fleet Week. We're going to talk about all the spoilers, everything. And tune in because you're going to hear ferrets make some very, very happy ferret noises. Apart from that, guys, obviously, stay tuned for that video. Apart from that, guys, have a great night. I'll see you in the PTU, and we'll talk to you soon. Say bye.
Oh, right. Bye.
No worries, guys. See you soon.